Hello YouTube, welcome to Crochet with the Mother of Boys. I'm Michelle, the Mother of Boys. So today, this video is just going to be a bit of a life update, an explanation why there's not really a proper video out. I'm also going to give an update though on the next giveaway, so stay tuned for that. I really wanted to get a proper video out for you this week, but it's been a rough week. It's been a rough few days. Our 2-year-old, Knox, actually had surgery. He's safe, he's okay. It was a corrective surgery for a birth defect. So we knew this was coming. Things got pushed off and delayed, but it did finally happen, which is good because we want him to have it at a young enough age that he wouldn't remember. But it's been rough. He actually had his surgery yesterday. And I don't know if you can see bags in the eyes at all, but we're exhausted. We had to be at the hospital at 6:30 in the morning. We got to bed, I think, at 11:30 the night before, trying to get everything together to drop our oldest off at my sister's. You know, she's the one in my bubble, so she's the place to be. So we had to be at her place for 5:30 in the morning to drop him off, get everything set up. He was supposed to stay there for a couple of days because we were told that Knox would be in the hospital for at least 2 days. Then at the end of it all, the surgeon comes in after the 4-hour surgery, which, man, that's hard on a mama's heart, I'm telling you. That was hard. After the 4 hours, he says to us, he ushers us into to a private room, which scared me because I was like, oh shoot, what? And first thing he says to me is, everything went well. I'm like, whew, I remember saying to him, like, that's all I need to hear. I don't need to hear anything else. That's all I need to hear was that everything went well and he's okay. He's like, everything went well and he's okay. But, and then he went ahead and just told us, you know, more details, which we need to know. I was able to kind of breathe there for the first time in probably a week at that point. He did then tell us that he did so well that we actually can go home that night. So all that packing, all that prepping, all that food prep, all that everything that we had done for 2 days prior to was really for no reason. So yeah, I had 2 days there where I literally just packed for 5 people, organized everyone's lives, cooked, you know, put stuff together.
For 4 people.
Sorry, I packed for 4 people because Jeremy can pack his own, apparently. No, he did. He packed his own. But 3 little people and myself. Little people come with a lot of things. It's amazing what you need to pack when you think you're going to be gone from home for 2-3 days. Yeah, I never thought I'd pack a toilet. That's what it is. That being said, I have not had time to really crochet. Literally, as I sat here waiting for my husband to set up all the camera gear, I pulled out some crochet to work on just because I missed it. And then this happened. So, you know, yay, yarn barf, love it. By the way, I'm using my gnome. I'm finally using it up. Makes me happy. So that will be a FO later on. I have had no time this week to do a video, unfortunately. I couldn't let the week go by without a video because it's been a crazy week with my channel. Like, this is wild. Guys, 2 weeks ago, I had 20 subscribers and I said, I'm gonna do a 20 subscriber giveaway because why not? Sounds fun and quirky. That blew things up. And at the time of the draw, I had 282 subscribers. How? I don't even know. So at that time, I said, all right, then I'm gonna do a 282 subscriber giveaway because you people deserve it. And in less than a week, because again, I'm filming this Friday night, it hasn't even been a week, my 282 has turned into 517. You guys are amazing. You're amazing. And honestly, I get it. When the other YouTubers talk about how, you know, they've had a rough week or a rough day or whatever, and they come on here and you know, they see the comments and, you know, just getting to talk to you guys makes them feel better. It's true. It really is. I mean, you know, again, I spent a week being so scared and so stressed I mean, none of us have ever had surgery before, let alone a 4-hour surgery on a 2-year-old, you know, and he's a miracle. We were told by a number of doctors that he would never be. And the fact that he not only became, the fact that he was born, and the fact that he's 2 and he's thriving, and that he just made it through a 4-hour surgery, and he's running around like nothing is happening to be 2 years old. So like I said, the kid, he's a miracle in so many ways. He really is. He's a marvel. I mean, I said a little bit before about our oldest, Rain, and how he was our IVF baby. And there's a reason for that, because we were told that our only chance was IVF. You know, we did 3 rounds of IVF in order to even get Rain. Even after Rain, we had transferred three other embryos, and yes, we got pregnant with one of them, but we lost that one. At my 12-week scan, the baby's heart had stopped. We were down to 1 embryo of the 10 that we got out of that 3rd round. Rain was our only one that survived, and we had that 1 embryo left. After we had that loss, the 12-week loss, I needed a break, you know, emotionally, mentally. And we had done 1 more transfer about 5 months later, and it didn't take. It happens. It happens more than you'd realize. And we had 1 embryo left, and I was scared. I'll be honest with you. I was worn out. I was exhausted. So we took about 6 months off, and I decided, you know, I'm going to work on my body, because worst case scenario, I'm just going to be a healthier mom for Rain. But I did some research, and I ended up actually starting keto. And I did about 4 months maybe. And we decided to go ahead and go and do that last transfer. I definitely was feeling healthier and stronger. And we were excited and anxious to continue on trying to build our family. So we met with the doctor, and we were getting everything going. And he's, you know, all we had to do was just transfer our last frozen embryo. He said, okay, you know, when your body says it's go, day 1, give me a shout. We'll get the ball rolling. You know, in the meantime, here's the paperwork to sign for the frozen embryo transfer. Felt good, felt positive about it. And a week later, I was realizing my body wasn't feeling the way it should. And I was worried, because my only conclusion was my body is even more screwed up than it was. And now we're not going to be able to do this transfer because I'm just even that less healthy. And I remember Jeremy saying to me, we were lying in bed at like 6 a.m. I woke up just like wide awake, stressing out, couldn't go back to sleep. And he said to me, he's like, just go take a pregnancy test. I'm like, it's not that. He's like, I know it's not that. Just go take one so we can call the clinic and tell them, well, we know it's not this, so we need to get more testing done and figure this out. And then we're walking to the bathroom, and I was like, it's never this. It's never this. Why am I doing this? It's never this. And the reality is, any women out there who've dealt with infertility, you know, for years on end, and, you know, especially once you get into things like IUIs and IVFs, and you learn to try to protect yourself. And I walked to the bathroom telling myself, you're not pregnant. It's not going to be positive. It's going to be stark white like it always is, except for that one time when it wasn't. But I really tried to convince myself not to get my hopes up, because, well, why would it be that? We hadn't done transfer. It's not going to be that. So I go into the washroom, do the test, I put the test aside, I'm washing my hands. I look back, so I'm like, whatever. And I was full of attitude. I was like, it's not that. And I was just, get this done and over with so we can move on with the testing, is what my thoughts were. And I look over and I'm like, that's a second line. And that had been all of, half a minute, maybe a full minute at this point. And I'm like, that is a line. So my heart starts racing, and I remember I went up to the window. The sun had just come out, and so I opened up the blinds and I put it, because I wanted to get natural light. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I couldn't believe it. Like my mind, it shouldn't have been possible. It should not have been possible. I had been told that I may not even be able to get pregnant with my own eggs, let alone naturally. So yeah, I was shocked, to say the least. After I stood there in complete shock and awe for a good minute or two, I was like, oh shoot, I gotta tell Jeremy. So didn't even have time to think about, cute way to tell him or anything, because I was, amazed. So I run down to our room and I, kind of like throw the door open and I just go, we're pregnant. I just throw the test at him. And he was lying in bed still. And he just jumped out of bed and I remember he goes, what? There's a line? Let me see. And he runs over and he looks at it. And we both start to like hysterically laugh and hug and cry and hysterically laugh more and hug some more and cry some more. And 5 minutes goes by and we stop and I look and I was like, now what? And he's like, I don't know. And we realized that I didn't know what to do. I had never been told I was pregnant without a nurse being the one calling me to tell me I was pregnant and say, and we have your next appointment set up and here's the time for your ultrasound and, have all the next steps laid out in front of me. So I was like, boy, I don't know what to do. So I thought, you know what? I guess I'll call the clinic. I'll call the nurse. What else am I supposed to do? But they weren't open yet because it was 6, probably 15 in the morning at this point. So I call and I left a message and I'm sure it was the most hysterically random verbal diarrhea message she's ever heard in her life. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to call, but I guess I'm calling you. What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. Please call me back and advise me is really what the message was. So I get a message back at like 7 o'clock and she called me back and she was kind of giggly. So she's like, well, congratulations, first of all. And she's like, but yes, come on in. We'll do your blood test, your beta. Drove to the clinic, got the test done. Called me back that day and they're like, oh, you're definitely pregnant. Good numbers, very good numbers. Like, okay. So then typically you go back in 48 hours and you want to see them double properly. And so went back 48 hours later and they called me back and they had more than doubled. And they're like, this is good news. Come on in for your ultrasound. Because we've had bad experiences, my heart's always just pounding and I'm scared. I'm excited, but I'm scared and cautious and optimistic. And I go in and, the tech is doing the ultrasound and I'm just waiting for like confirmation, either way, really just say something. And then she turns the monitor and she's like, and there's your baby. And there's a little heartbeat. And that's our Knox. So yeah, he's a miracle. But then there was the birth defect that we found. And again, it's not life altering once it's fixed. That's what he went and had fixed yesterday. Yeah, so I know he's not happy with us right now. His boo-boo hurts. He's being a trooper, but he's home and he is doing quite well. Just a little extra sleepy and not as much of an appetite, but otherwise you would never know. So this is why I don't have a proper video this week. Like I said, reading your comments this past week and seeing, so-and-so subscribed, so-and-so subscribed. I mean, that was great. That really kept my mind off of the not so nice stuff. And I want to do a 282 subscriber giveaway. But we're kind of past that now. I mean, like I said, at the moment of filming, we're at 517, which is incredible. And I was contacted by a business that wanted to sponsor our giveaway. So along with the yarn that I've already chosen for the giveaway, this amazing little company, Sweet Babe, is going to add another surprise. But I'm gonna leave it as a surprise until next week when I officially do the giveaway video. I'll show you the yarn and what Sweet Babe has sponsored and donated to it. So guys, we have an exciting week coming up. And I just want to thank you for your patience with having a chat video instead of a crochet or yarn video. But I also just want to announce that for sure, next Sunday, the 517 subscriber giveaway will be launched and active, and we will have an extra surprise to go along with the yarn, and that's very exciting. So you people, you're being awesome. Continue to be awesome. I hope you all have a great week, and happy crocheting.